Hi everyone, another shave video and a review today. In this video I'll be reviewing Simpson Chubby 2 synthetic brush which I have acquired recently. I got this over the Cyber Monday sale over at Megger. Right now it costs about $89 and you get free shipping if you buy it from Megger. But there are other places as well that sells this brush. I've been using this brush mostly for the last 10 or 11 days, so I thought I would share some of my thoughts. First thing is the handle, which is a relatively small handle, and the shape is, I have always hated the Simpson Chubby 2 handles, but what I've seen is that over the last few days with more and more use, I have become more used to this. Now I don't dislike this handle as much as I used to, but I still don't like the handle. I'm gonna show you my lathering process again. So let me lower the soap today is a Noble Otter Plunder sample. Soap loading is a little bit how to say, not difficult, but it's a little bit less intuitive, because if I don't put any pressure at all, it doesn't load, it doesn't splay much or load much soap. So I have to put a little bit of pressure to splay and load some soap. So that's something to consider if you are extremely averse to putting pressure with your brushes. Another thing is that it's like a double-edged sword. So you have to put a little bit of pressure to load soaps, but if you put, you may end up loading more soaps than you would with any other synthetic brush. So that's something to be, something to keep in mind, I think. But as you can see, that it's not really difficult or anything to load lots of soap. I'll add a little bit more water. Yeah, that should be enough. In the first few days, this putting pressure seemed really somewhat uncomfortable to me and strange, but with some practice I'm now used to it and I don't mind it at all. Another thing is that because the fibers are so stiff, it's a little bit difficult to splay this brush. You have to put when it comes to synthetic, noticeable amount of pressure to splay this. The manufacturers recommend that you use mostly paintbrush stroke like this, but I don't like 100% paintbrush stroke method, so I do splay it quite a bit. Good thing is that the tips of the fibers are extremely soft on my face. They are not at all pokey or scratchy. Even when I press down really hard, it is really soft, extremely soft. Like the feeling is very similar to a 2-band super dense badger. You get a not scrubby, but more like a massage kind of feeling when you splay and do this kind of motion. Feels like a lower lofted fan shaped badger brush that has no gel. And when you do the paintbrush strokes, it really feels extremely soft. Since this brush is really stiff when you're loading soap, I loaded a lot of soap in the first few days, and my lathers ended up being a little bit less hydrated than I like, because I added more soap, a lot more soap than necessary. But since then I have become used to this brush. Another thing I like about this brush over some other synthetic brushes is that you see, this is my I'm not sure whether you can see, this is my 26mm Timberwolf synthetic knot from Maggard razors with a dogwood handle. So if you press down and try to splay this brush, you develop bunch of tangles. The fibers get tangled, which I then have to use a comb or something. Yeah, not something, a comb to untangle those knots. No pun intended. So now it looks better. The way the Simpson brush fibers are, they're so stiff but extremely soft that they are never tangled. So that's an extremely good thing about that brush. And two knots that are somewhat similar to this this fiber is, one is this Edwin Jagger 25mm synthetic knot. Even this one gets tangled sometimes because of the high loft. And the another would be Supply Provision synthetic brush. Yes, but I would say among these three, the face fill, the Simpson has the best face fill, the softest face fill, and best density as well. Oh, it's really good leather. And another thing is that most of the synthetic knots you can find in the market, they have humongous glue bumps. The synthetic knot has zero glue bump. Actually a negative, you can feel it going even inside the handle. By nature, since it's a synthetic brush, it's not a leather hog, so it releases the leather really well. The razor is a Carbon CX. With a Wizamet blade on its 6th use. I have tried different kinds of soaps with this brush, from Martin de Condre to Barrister Man to Spike shaving cream. They all seem to work perfectly fine, and they work fine with samples as well. The sample today was a twice used Noble Otter Plunder. So you don't need a lot of soap to work with this brush either. nice feeling. This is definitely the closest to a badger synthetic brush you can find if you are into super dense badgers that are very famous these days. On face it feels so much like a badger that if somebody was lathering my face, I could have actually mistaken it for a badger brush. While lathering, I can feel it that it's not a badger because there's a little bit of springiness. But on my face, it really feels like a extremely dense tube-band badger with no gel. So yeah, that's my review of Chubby to synthetic brush. The handle is really small. This is a Plunder, for example. The Plunder is a 22mm knot. This is a 27mm knot. I'll link a picture to a bunch of brushes that I have to give an idea how small the brush is. A little bit of difficult to hold. That's a personal preference, I guess. I don't like Chubby to type handles, but you might like it. But I have gotten used to this handle over the last week or so, week and a half. But the Bristles are really great, and the best thing about this brush is that in the world of synthetic brushes there aren't that much variety, but since this brush is so unique in face feel, the way it splays, the way it's extremely stiff and no glue bump and all those things, it is a very unique buy. And I think if you're a synthetic brush user or primarily a synthetic brush user and you're looking for something unique, you definitely should buy this one. And do not go for the smaller one, because I don't think smaller. There's a Deep 3 synthetic. I would recommend get this Chubby to synthetic badger and spend some more time with it. It may seem like something you don't like, but you will get to like it probably. Thank you.